From London, we present Personal Call, a play for radio by Agatha Christie.
Hello, Pam, darling. You're looking wonderful. Mary seems to agree with you, Pam.
Hello, old man. I'm so glad you could make it.
Pam is about somewhere. Hello, darling. Have you heard about Mira?
Hello? Hello?
Is that Kensington 7011?
Yes?
Can Mr. James Brent take a personal call from Newton Abbott, please?
What? Oh, just a moment, please. I can't hear you.
Yes.
Oh, that's better. Now, what did you say?
Can Mr. James Brent take a personal call, please, from Newton Abbott?
I'll try and get hold of him, but there's a party going on. Hang on a minute.
Oh, Mary, it's lovely to see you. It's been such ages.
Hello, Johnny. You must meet my wife. She's somewhere about.
Cocktail? Or would you rather have a sherry?
Excuse me, sir, please.
Oh, we certainly are, but we're looking forward to it very much.
Excuse me, please.
Yes, what is it, Miss Diana?
You're wanted on the phone, sir.
What now? Who is it?
It's a personal call, sir, from something Abbas.
People will ring up at the most inconvenient moments. John, get Mona another drink. Hello, Lois. Lovely to see you. Pam's about somewhere. Hello?
Is that Mr. James Brent speaking personally?
Yes, James Brent speaking.
Just a moment, please. Go ahead, please. Mr. Brent is waiting. Hello, James.
Who's speaking?
Don't you know? It's Faye.
Who did you say? Sorry, the line's bad and there's a lot of noise going on here.
It's Faye.
What did you say? Who is that?
I told you. I'm Faye. You remember Faye? I'm waiting for you to come and meet me.
Meet you? What do you mean?
I'm waiting at the station at Newton Abbott.
Look here, one of us is mad. What are you talking about, and who are you?
How often have I got to tell you that I'm Faye?
If this is a practical joke, let me tell you that it's a very heartless and silly one.
It isn't a joke, James. I'm here, waiting. You'll have to come.
Oh, look, this is absurd. How dare you pretend...
Oh, so that's where you are, darling. Telephoning. For goodness sake, come back. People are pouring in. We want some more cocktails mixed. Why? What is it?
Cruel, silly, practical joke. You'd think people had something better to do.
Oh, what is it? Who was it ringing up?
How should I know? Well, I'm going to try and find out. Can you possibly carry on for a few minutes without me, Pam? I'll be along as soon as I can, my sweet.
Yes, of course. You're really upset, aren't you, darling? What did whoever it was say?
Can I help you?
Hello, this is Mr. James Brent speaking, Kensington 7011. You put through a personal call to me on this number just now. Can you tell me where it came from?
I'll bring you back.
Thank you very much. As soon as you can, please. I'm sorry, Pam. It really made me see red.
But who was it?
Well, I'll tell you all about it in a minute. Now, do go now, darling. The party will be getting out of hand.
It's being a great success. That's really the trouble. All right, I'll cope. But do come soon.
Yes. Faye. I wasn't dreaming it. She said Faye. It was her voice, too. Who the devil could have been playing a trick on me like this? Yes?
Mr. James Brent?
Yes?
I have made inquiries. No personal call has been put through to you today.
What? But I...
No personal call has been put through to you today.
But I don't understand. I simply don't understand. I heard her.
Really, James, if you finish telephoning, you might come along. You just stand there looking as though someone had socked you on the head.
Oh, I really am sorry, Pam. I'm with you.
Who was it who rang you up?
Oh, just somebody trying to be funny.
Well, what did he say? Or was it a she?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, it was a she. It was nothing in particular.
Darling, you're not leading a double life, I hope. I shouldn't like that at all.
You're the only woman in my life, Pam. I can assure you of that.
Well, you'll have to say so anyway. But something seems to have shattered your morale.
Well, I just don't like silly jokes.
Well, come on, back to the scrimmage. Oh, by the way, I asked Evan and Mary in for bridge tomorrow. I haven't seen Mary for ages, and one can't talk at a do like this. Is that all right?
Yes, of course it's all right.
No, I know this.
Oh, hello, Evan. Haven't seen you for ages.
Hello, James.
I hear you're coming in for bridge tomorrow. Good show.
Yes, I'm looking forward to it.
Find them cases, Joe.
Walter,
Yes, ma'am. What is that?
please can you tell me where I'll find the telephone?
Sorry, ma'am. Couldn't hear you. What did you say?
The telephone.
Oh, out by the booking office, over the bridge.
It's a trunk call I want.
And the first box.
Thank you.
Hello, Bert. See a ghost?
It's funny you saying that. That woman who was asking me the way to the telephone boxes. Reckon as I've seen her before somewheres, and seems to me as when I saw her, it was something to do with the dead. Can't just call to mind. Newton Abbott, stopping train to Plymouth. Stopping train to Plymouth. This is Newton Abbott, stopping train to Plymouth.
And I've got the best heart and the trump.
That makes us 2 down. Sorry, James.
Right.
Your deal, Mary.
Cut, please.
Jumping to 4 spades was a bit rash, Pam.
I've had an awful head today. After the party yesterday, I suppose.
It's a jolly good party, Pam.
Yes, indeed. Evan and I drank far too much.
Well, one must do something to cheer oneself up nowadays.
1 heart.
3 diamonds.
No bid.
4 clubs. Oh, bother.
Mrs. Lamb will answer it. What did you say? 4 clubs?
Double 4 clubs.
4 diamonds.
Double 4 diamonds.
Yes, Mrs. Lamb, what is it?
It's a personal call for you, sir.
For me? Oh. All right. I'll come.
Darling, you don't think...
It's quite all right. Probably Smith about that transfer.
Oh, I wonder if it's lighting up time.
He got a personal call yesterday, Mary, from somewhere or other, and it upset him dreadfully.
Oh?
He told me it was someone playing a silly joke on him, but he wouldn't tell me what the joke was. You know, Mary, it really quite worried me.
Have you got an extension?
Yes, in my bed. Do you think...
I would.
I must just run upstairs and powder my nose.
You women.
Hello?
Just a moment, please. Go ahead, you're through.
James, it's me again.
Faye.
Yes, Faye.
Now, look here. What's the meaning of all this? What kind of a game is it?
It's not a game, James.
If you think you're going to get me rattled...
You needn't be so upset. I just want you to come and meet me.
Meet you? Where?
At Newton Abbott, of course. That's where I am now.
Well, that's a likely story. I checked up last night, it may interest you to know, and no call from Newton Abbott had ever been put through.
But I am at Newton Abbott. Wait, I'll push the door open a little, then you can hear.
Newton Abbott! Newton Abbott! All stations to Plymouth! Coming train to Plymouth!
You hear?
I don't believe it.
Haven't you even noticed what time it is?
What do you mean?
The time. It's 7:15. Don't you remember?
Shut up!
How rough you are, James, darling. But you do see what I mean, don't you?
I don't know what you're talking about. What the hell do you want, anyway?
I want you to come and meet me here.
Where?
Oh, dear, if I got to open this door again. I told you before, I'm where you left me. And I can't leave there until you come.
This has got to stop, I tell you. It's got to stop. Hello? Hello? Are you there? Damn.
No, but seriously, Mary, I still feel that kids don't really appreciate expensive toys. Oh, hello, James. Well, you put through a successful deal.
What deal?
Or was it a bit more personal than that, old man?
No, nothing important. Where's Pam?
It's powdering her nose. Oh, there you are, Pam.
Now, where'd we got up to? Oh, yes. 4 diamonds doubled. That's your shot, James.
Oh, no bid.
Are you finding it difficult to keep your mind on the game, dear?
No, of course not. What do you mean?
What's the matter, Pam? Not feeling faint or anything, are you?
It's just my head. I told you I had a bad head.
Look here, I think we'd better stop. It's nearly 7:30 and we've only just started this rubber. Pam's not feeling well, I can see that. Now, come along, Evan.
Oh.
Evan.
All right, don't kick me. Well, so long, you people. See you again after you come back from abroad. When are you off?
Day after tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it, I can tell you. Nowhere like La Belle France for a holiday, no?
Ah, but you shouldn't take the wife.
Don't you believe it? It's going to be our second honeymoon.
Come on, Evan.
I'll see you out.
Well, so long, old man.
Bye, Mary.
Bye, James.
Second honeymoon.
Bye. Enjoy yourself.
Oh, I'm sorry about the head, Pam. Too much gin yesterday evening?
Too much gin covers everything, doesn't it?
Hello? Something the matter? Pam, darling, what have I done to make you look at me like that?
Nothing.
Oh, nonsense, I can see there's something. Have I said something tactless? I'll mix you a small brandy and soda.
James, who is Fay?
What do you mean, Fay? What do you know about Fay?
I know that she's a woman who rings you up on a personal call and that she wants you to come and meet her somewhere and that she seems to know you rather well.
Oh. So you were listening in just now?
Yes.
Oh, my dear girl, you've got the whole thing wrong. You simply don't understand.
You're only too right I don't.
It isn't the least what you think.
Isn't it?
No, of course it isn't. As a matter of fact, well, Fay was the name of my first wife.
You told me her name was Florence.
Yes, so it was, but I always called her Fay.
So your former wife, who has been dead for over a year, rings you up on the telephone. Most remarkable.
Don't you see it's some wicked, stupid, practical joke, ringing me up and pretending to be a dead woman?
And it happened yesterday, too? And that's why you were so upset?
Naturally. It's a particularly cruel and heartless thing to do.
But how extraordinary. Why should anyone do such a thing?
Oh, there are plenty of batty people in the world, I suppose.
But, James, her voice. Did you recognize her voice? You did, didn't you? That's why you were scared as well as angry. It was Fay's voice.
It sounded like it. But, of course,
Where was it
be.
she wanted you to meet her? Some railway station or other.
Newton Abbot.
But why Newton Abbot? And what has the time, 7:15, got to do with it?
Because... Well, I've never cared to talk about it much. It's too painful. She was killed in an accident there, you see.
At 7:15?
Yes. Oh, you might as well hear all about it. She'd been getting faint, and she used to have these dizzy spells. We were going back to London after a holiday we'd spent on Dartmoor. We were standing on the platform waiting for the train, and I went to get a paper from the bookstall. She must have felt faint and pitched forward onto the line just as the express came in.
Oh, darling, how tragic for you.
Yes. You can see why I never cared to talk about it.
Yes, of course. James, yesterday you were ringing up to find out where that personal call came from. What did they say?
They said no personal call had been put through to me.
Suppose it's true.
What? Suppose what's true?
I've just been reading a book on psychical research. Really, the most extraordinary things happen. Suppose it really is Fay. Suppose her spirit is there, at that railway station, waiting for you.
Do you think I believe that sort of nonsense?
Nobody would play that sort of a joke. Nobody would. And you recognized her voice. Queer things do happen. People who die violent deaths are earthbound, they say.
Who said she died a violent death?
But she fell under a train, didn't she?
Yes. Yes, of course.
Well, then...
Oh, for heaven's sake, don't go on talking about it. To forget. That's all I want, to forget. Let's talk about ourselves. Let's think how lovely it'll be to get to the south of France. The mimosa will be in bloom, and the Mediterranean will be... Oh, so wonderfully blue. Why, when we get out of the train...
Why don't we go by air? It's much more fun.
Oh, no, I hate air travel.
Well, trains are so stuffy and take so much longer.
No, we're going by train. Well, I've got the tickets and everything. That's all settled here.
James, let's go down to this place. What is it, Newton Abbot? Tomorrow. Before we go away, let's be there in the station at 7:15.
Of all the idiotic suggestions, we'll do nothing of the sort. A lot of silly, superstitious rubbish. It's nothing but a hoax, I tell you. And anyway, we've got other things to do tomorrow, all sorts of things. We've got an appointment with the lawyers, for one thing, our 2 wills to sign.
I leave you everything I've got, and you leave me everything you've got. But I get the best of the bargain. You're really quite a rich man, aren't you, darling?
Yes. Yes, it's annoying my capital's tied up in the way it is, but the money's there all right. Oh, you know, you may be a rich widow one of these days.
Darling, don't.
Oh, dearest, I was only joking. But you're right. One shouldn't joke about the things that really matter. You and I are going to have long years of happiness together.
Long years of happiness. I'll try and make up to you for all that you must have suffered.
That's my sweet girl.
Milk, letters, papers, bread, laundry. I think that's everything, Mrs. Lamb.
Don't you worry. I'll look after things for you while you're away.
Thank you, Mrs. Lamb. I'm sure you will. Well, it's 7:30. You better be getting home.
Wouldn't you like me to stay until Mr. Brent comes back?
No, I shall be all right.
Oh, shall I answer it?
No, I will. Good night, Mrs. Lamb.
Good night, Mum.
Hello? Who is that?
Oh, this is Mr. Enderby of Enderby, Blenkinsop and Lucas. Can I speak to Mrs. James Brent, please?
Mrs. Brent speaking.
Good evening, Mrs. Brent. You're feeling better, I trust?
Better? I'm quite all right.
Capital. I rang up to acknowledge the receipt of your will, duly signed and witnessed. Your husband brought it in this afternoon. It's quite in order.
Oh, thank you.
I understand that you and your husband are going abroad tomorrow.
Yes, we are.
Allow me to wish you a very pleasant trip.
Thank you.
And no more of these dizzy fits.
Dizzy fits? What do you mean?
Your husband seemed quite worried about you, but I trust they're not serious. You were very wise to rest quietly at home today and not come to my office.
But James said that it was you.
Hello?
Nothing.
I feared we'd been cut off. As I was saying, now, what was I saying?
You were saying that James was worried about my health. That's all nonsense. I'm perfectly well.
These devoted husbands, over-anxious, always over-anxious, but it's a fault on the right side.
Perhaps. Well, thank you, Mr. Enderby, for ringing me up.
Not at all. Bon voyage.
Goodbye. Dizzy fits? Dizzy fits? I've never had anything of the kind. It's just on 7:15. I wonder... Hello?
Can Mr. James Brent take a personal call from Newton Abbot?
Oh, he's out.
Can you say when he would be available?
I don't quite know. This is Mrs. James Brent speaking. Perhaps I would do instead.
Just one moment, please.
So far away. It's very difficult. Can you hear me?
This is Pamela Brent. Who are you?
I'm Fay Mortimer. I know who you are. Don't travel with him by train.
What? I couldn't quite hear you.
Don't travel by train with him.
Hello? 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 Hello?
Hello, Pam. What's the matter? Good Lord, you look as white as a sheet.
James, what was your first wife's name?
I told you, Fay.
No, I mean her maiden name.
Garland, why?
It wasn't Mortimer.
Where did you get hold of that name? Who's been telling you things? Come on now, tell me at once.
Oh, you're hurting me.
Tell me where you got hold of that name.
She said it. Through the telephone.
You mean it's happened again?
Yes. She said her name was Fay Mortimer.
Oh, my God. I must have a drink. That's better. You better have one too, Pam.
I don't need one.
I'm sorry I lost my temper, darling, but this sort of thing gets one down. Oh, thank goodness we're going away tomorrow, right out of England.
I'm not going.
What's that?
I'm not going.
But why not? What's happened?
I'm not going abroad. I'm going down to Newton Abbot.
You'll do nothing of the kind.
You can't stop me. If you won't come too, I shall go alone. We've got to find out what all this means.
It's a stupid, cruel, practical...
Don't say that again. It isn't true. Whatever it is, it isn't a joke. I think it's her.
Huh?
Faye. Come back. Or never gone away. Just waiting there, where she died. Waiting for you to come.
Stop it, Pam. Do you want to drive me mad?
You think so, too. Oh, yes, you do. We've got to go there and find out. If you won't come with me, I'll go by myself.
All right. Of course I shall go if you're going. But I don't like it. And I think you're making a great deal of unnecessary fuss about the whole thing.
Robin train to Plymouth on the other side up the stairs.
Paddington.
This platform, 7:15, due in a few minutes.
Is that restaurant call?
Yes, front portion, ma'am.
Torquay.
7:55, number 3 over the bridge.
Oh, thanks.
The next train on number 2 platform is for Exeter and Paddington only. Exeter and Paddington only.
Well, Pam, I hope you're satisfied. This is Newton Abbot Station. See any ghosts about?
Don't take up that sceptical attitude. We've got to be helpful, to be receptive.
Helpful? To whom?
To Faye, of course.
How you can believe this farrago of superstitious nonsense.
Well, I don't believe it exactly. I've just got an open mind. And don't you see, if nothing happens, we'll be free of it. You'll be free of it.
The train standing on platform 3 is the stopping train for Plymouth. All stations to Plymouth.
It's nearly time now. Whereabouts was she standing when it happened?
At the end of the platform.
Let's go there. Just about here?
Yes. Oh, this is pretty ghastly, Pam. It brings it all back so.
I'm sorry, darling. I can see how awful you feel, but I'm sure we're doing the right thing. Now, you were both standing just here.
I wasn't. I'd gone to the bookstore to get a paper.
Yes, I know. But you left Faye here.
Yes. She was quite all right when I left her. But she'd been having these dizzy spells and...
James, why did you tell Mr. Enderby that I'd been having dizzy spells?
I never said you'd been... What on earth do you mean?
Why didn't we both go to his office as we arranged?
Because I thought you had quite enough to do. Or why shouldn't he send a clerk along with the papers?
But the excuse you gave him was that I had fits of giddiness.
Oh, nonsense, of course not. I can't imagine where he got hold of that idea.
According to him, he got it from you.
What do you mean, according to him? You never saw the old boy.
He rang me up last night.
What?
It would be easy to fall over on the line here. If one did feel dizzy. Or if someone pushed you.
Exeter and Paddington train just coming in.
So you did come, James.
Faye!
Yes, it's Faye. I've been waiting here for you ever since you pushed me under the train that day.
I never meant to. It was an accident. Just an accident. I didn't mean to push you. Keep away from me! Keep away from me!
All right. Coming round now. Take it easy, Mrs. Brent. There. Like that.
Where?
You're in the station master's office, Mrs. Brent. I'm Inspector Narracott. Now, just drink this. There. That's right.
James. Was he...
He was killed instantly. This has been a great shock to you, I know, Mrs. Brent. But in a way, you've been lucky. You were going away with him on a journey abroad, so I've heard. And maybe you wouldn't have come back.
Not come back?
There have been 3 accidents that we know of. One in Northumberland, one in Wales, and one here last year. In each case, the husband had mentioned previously to someone that his wife was subject to dizzy spells. And in each case, when the accident happened, the husband claimed he had gone to a bookstall to buy a paper. The names were different, but it was the same man. But there was no actual evidence. So this lady here volunteered to help us.
You. It was you who spoke to him on the platform. But you can't be Fay.
Fay was my daughter. Our voices were always exactly alike, and we looked sufficiently like each other for me to pass as her. James Mortimer had never met me.
You trapped him.
He murdered my daughter. I always knew it, but I had to break him down. The first time I rang him up, I was in London, but I pretended it was a personal call from Newton Abbot. The second time, I really did speak from Newton Abbot. The third time I rang up, he was out.
And you spoke to me instead?
Spoke to you? No, I never spoke to you.
But you did. You warned me.
You're wrong. I just rang off.
But someone spoke to me. Someone told me not to go on a journey with him. Someone with a voice just like yours. Someone? But who?
Personal Call was written for radio by Agatha Christie. The part of James Brent was played by Ivan Brand and Pamela Brent by Barbara Lott. The play was produced for the BBC by David H. Godfrey.